The Material Flow Analysis, or MFA tool, helps to map out what materials come into your business and what goes out. It's an interactive tool that shows you how the resources you use connect to everything you produce, including waste, recyclables, and byproducts. We've created two versions to fit different needs: a service MFA for service companies and offices, and a product MFA for manufacturing, packaging, and assembly operations. When you get a clear picture of the material and resource flows for your business, you can start connecting the dots between what comes in and what goes out in the form of products, byproducts, waste, and recycling. That's where the opportunities for greater efficiency and cost savings become visible. The tool will provide a step-by-step approach to fill in the relevant inputs and output materials. Even if not all the data is available, the tool provides a good starting point to build awareness. So we really encourage you to just start using it, put some data in, and see the outcome and improve on the data as you go along. To start, click Begin your Material Flow Analysis. These questions will identify the scope of your MFA. You can create as many MFAs as you want, so we recommend to start simple and perhaps focus on one product, or if you are a service business, on your office supplies. You can select service only, product and service, or product only here. Then determine the scope, the time period you will analyze, and what activity you will include, and what you want to achieve with doing this material flow analysis. The Material Input Table section enables you to capture all materials entering your business operations on an annual basis. Only include the materials relevant for the scope you selected in the previous section. For example, if the scope is one product, only include the materials required for the production of that product. Inputs are organized into three categories. Major raw materials covers the top 10 materials by volume or cost used directly in production. Packaging material includes all packaging that enter your organization, either as part of the raw materials purchased, for example, bags or boxes containing the raw material, and materials purchased by your organization to package, label, and present the finished goods. And other material inputs accounts for non-production supplies such as cleaning products, office consumables, and maintenance items. For each material, record the annual quantity purchased, unit of measurement, cost per unit, primary use within the business, supplier name, and recyclable content where known. The annual total cost is calculated automatically from the quantity and the unit cost. For your first MFA, start with data that you easily have access to. It doesn't have to be perfect, and you can improve your data as you go along. To add a new product, click Add. Type in product name. Select a main material from the drop-down box. Include the percentage main material in the product. For example, the product may be a combination of 80% plastic, the main material, and 20% paper, the second material. The tool allows you to record the two main materials. It also allows you to include the supplier and the supplier location. Once you fill all this in, you click Save Product. The material will show up in the list. You click Select and Save, and it will automatically be added to the products here. Once that's done, you can add in the annual quantity, the unit, choose from ton, kilogram or gram, the cost per unit, the total annual cost, and what's the main use: manufacturing, packaging, assembly, or other. Fill this in for all the different tables. Once you feel you have most of the raw material and packaging material identified, click Next. The next screen includes optional questions about processing and any waste created during those processes. If you do not have this information, simply skip ahead. Then you will move into the material output analysis, which captures everything leaving your business each year. Outputs are grouped into three areas. Main products are the goods or services you sell. Valuable byproducts are secondary materials that still hold value and can be sold or reused. Waste generated covers everything that needs disposal, recycling, or treatment. For each output, enter the annual quantity, unit, value per unit, and where the material comes from and goes to. Again, totals are calculated for you. Once you've filled this in, press Next. And again, there are a number of questions here about your output materials and about your waste streams. What happens to your packaging waste, whether you monitor emissions, and where you typically record your output data. Once you fill that in, you can press Next and a diagram will be created. This Sankey diagram provides a visual overview of all materials flowing into and out of your organization. This is drawn directly from the data entered into material input and the material output tables. In an ideal scenario where all data is complete and accurate, total material inputs will equal total material outputs, resulting in a material balance of 0. If the diagram displays a positive or negative balance, this indicates gaps in the data. A negative balance means more material has been recorded entering the business than leaving it, while a positive balance means recorded outputs exceed inputs. Identifying where the largest discrepancies occur is a valuable first step towards understanding your material flows in greater detail and improving the accuracy of your analysis. Finally, before the report is generated, there are a couple of other questions that can be filled in to validate the data that has been used. On the final page, there's a section to identify some key goals and actions from your material flow analysis and add them to your action list on the dashboard. You can then press Complete and view the report. The diagram and report can be downloaded. When you go back to the tools on the main page, you can find all your material flow reports in one place. You can also go back and update or edit an existing material flow analysis. The tool may look complex at first glance, but it is designed to help you take that first step. Start small, give it a go, and use it as a foundation to gather the information you need to help your business work more efficiently, save cost, reduce waste, and get a better understanding of your supply chain and any risks and opportunities.